Hey, I get it. Standing in the aisle or scrolling through endless listings, you start wondering if spending that kind of money on a TV is really worth it, especially when you've seen a few flashy ads and a lot of hype. You're probably picturing a living room upgrade that will actually make movie nights feel cinematic, but you also worry about ending up with a screen that looks amazing on paper and then just blends into the background when you actually use it. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. Let's walk through the Sony XR55A95K 55-inch BRAVIA XR A95K and see whether it lives up to the premium price tag or if you'd be better off with something else. First off, the thing that makes this model stand out in the OLED crowd is Sony's cognitive processor XR. It's not just a marketing phrase, it's a chip that analyzes the scene the way our eyes do, trying to bring out detail in shadows and highlights the way a director intended. In practice, that means if you're watching a dark thriller like Blade Runner 2049, you actually see the texture on the rain-slicked streets without the black crush that can make OLEDs look muddy. On bright daytime content, think a sports broadcast or a nature documentary, the colors stay vibrant and the motion feels fluid, thanks to the processor's ability to keep the picture stable even when the source material is a bit shaky. Now, the real question is, who will actually notice and care about those nuances? If you're a cinephile who spends weekends binge-watching high-budget dramas, or you have a home theater setup with a decent sound system and you want the picture to be the star, this TV fits right into that scenario. The 55-inch size is a sweet spot for most living rooms where you can sit about 78 feet away and still get that immersive feel without the wall looking like a giant billboard. The OLED panel itself delivers perfect blacks, which is a huge win for anyone who watches a lot of content in dim lighting. That contrast alone makes the image pop in ways that a standard LED just can't match. On the flip side, if your main TV usage is casual, like scrolling through social media, occasional news clips, or playing a bit of casual gaming on a console, you might not extract enough of the extra value to justify the price. The OLED strengths really shine when you're looking at high-resolution, high dynamic range material. If you're still mostly on 1080p streams or cable, the difference will feel subtle, and you could end up paying for a level of picture fidelity you never truly experience. One practical strength that often gets overlooked is the built-in Google TV platform. Sony has integrated Google's ecosystem tightly, which means you get voice search, personalized recommendations, and a pretty smooth interface for all the major streaming apps. I tried switching between Netflix, Disney+, and YouTube without a hitch, and the remote's dedicated mic button made it feel like a smart speaker meets TV. The only caveat is that the system can feel a little slower to launch apps compared with some newer Android TV boxes, especially if you have a lot of background processes. It's not a deal breaker, but it's something to keep in mind if you're used to instant start platforms. Another everyday consideration is the extended 4-year protection plan that comes bundled. For a TV in this price range, having a long-term safety net is actually a big part of the value proposition. OLED panels can, in rare cases, develop issues like pixel wear over many years, and a 4-year plan gives you peace of mind without having to purchase a separate warranty later. If you're the type who likes to protect investments, that's a tangible benefit. If you're already comfortable with the standard 1-year coverage and don't mind the risk, you could potentially find a similar model elsewhere for a bit less. When it comes to setting it up, the TV is fairly straightforward. The stand is stable enough for the 55-inch panel, and the VESA mounting holes line up with most standard wall mounts. I was a little surprised by how thin the bezel is on the sides. It really gives the illusion that the image is floating, which is great for a wall-mounted setup. However, the back panel is a bit busy with ports, and while you do get HDMI 2.1, the labeling isn't as clear as on some competitors. You'll want to double-check which port you're plugging your console or Blu-ray player into to make sure you're getting the full bandwidth for 4K 120Hz content. If you're a gamer who wants to push frame rates on a PlayStation 5 or Xbox Series X, you'll need to be a bit more deliberate during installation. Speaking of gaming, the OLED's response time is excellent. I tested a fast-paced racing game and the motion blur was negligible, which is something you often see highlighted in reviews but rarely feel in day-to-day use. The low input lag also makes it a solid choice for competitive gamers, provided you're